June and time for a mid-year reset. And most importantly, what did I do in these past 6 months? Hello YouTube and welcome to my 2025 mid-year reset. As I was just saying, I can't believe we are already in June, and I was just joking about what did I do in these past 6 months just because they have gone by so fast. But I have been very blessed that this year has been so busy and much more eventful than I originally anticipated. I feel like each year very big things happen, and then the next year I'll be wondering what new things or what exciting things are going to happen this year, right? Like there's no way you can top last year. Well, every year God has proved me wrong and there is more exciting things coming. So I want the next half of this year to be as exciting as this first half, and for today we're going to do a reset, kind of like an end of the month but also mid-year reset, where we are going to take 5 easy steps to get our lives back together, get organized again, and make sure that we're not wasting these last 6 months of the year. At the beginning of the year, I actually created a vision board. It's just an inspirational board really, where I kind of pasted pictures of the things that I want to be reminded that I want to try to do. And despite that vision board, one of the main things I want to keep in mind while planning the next part of this 2025 is a verse actually that I found in Jeremiah 10:23. It says, "O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps." And that's something I want to really keep in mind, that despite the fact that I'm planning and organizing what I think my life is going to look like in the future, I don't want to lose sight of the fact that it's just a raw draft. It's not the final draft. It's not the final product, because it's God's. And honestly, I'd rather go for God's plan, because there's no doubt that his plan is the best one out there, because we cannot know what's best for us, and God does. In Isaiah 55:8, it says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, said the Lord." So keeping that in mind, I don't want to force God's hand into doing something that he did not originally intend for me to do, because despite what the world might think, this is the way to success. If I am following God's will for my life, if I'm following God's path, then I can rest assured that he's going to work things out for my benefit, because I'm trying to follow him. And the same thing goes for you guys. I hope you can follow me along on these 5 easy steps to reset. It's going to be super fun. We are going to do a little bit of a review of these past months, because if there's something important about these resets, it's looking back and learning from what has already happened, and also being grateful, thanking God for his mercies and for his grace in these past months and everything he has allowed us to do to get here this day. So without further ado, let's get into this mid-year reset. Okay, you guys, so first things first. Step number 1 in this mid-year reset is going to be set up a Notion template. And yes, this is one of my favorite websites to plan out my life, if you could even say it that way. I have all of my lists in here and like long-term plans and stuff, which again, we all know this is just a raw draft, but it's very helpful. So I'm going to create a new tab, which is going to say mid-year review 2025 and reset, of course, and we are going to kind of list down the things that I want to remember to do in these resets and review, and we're going to try to make it all aesthetic and nice. That way we can motivate ourselves, and once we're done, we'll get around to step number 2. So here's an overview of my desktop in Notion. We're not gonna look at all of it, but we're gonna go to this part right here where it says mid-year reset. So I've made a new page for it, And here I chose that cover and I'm doing this. So this is how it started. I have the title, I have like a timeline just to remind me like how long it's gonna be, which is pretty obvious, but whatever. So we got big stuff coming up. I kind of put it in a to-do list option so that I can like click on it whenever it's done, you know? And then here we have the brainstorming part, which I will explain in the next section. Now that we are done with the Notion template and we have like a clear list where we can jot down our stuff, we go on to step number 2. And that is simply brainstorming and jotting down our ideas. Here, I encourage you to be as free as you can. Nobody is stopping us from dreaming or wishing or planning. It's not that we are going to end up doing those things exactly, but you just want to kind of debrief your brain and kind of put everything out there, kind of think through what you would like to get done in the next half of the year, what things you like from this past half and that you can implement into the next one. So this might even look like journaling a little bit, but also brainstorming. For example, I have that some of my really wild dreams are getting a new phone. I really want to get a puppy. I want to get a dog. And I think that I could plan for that in the next half. I want to save money for certain things. So you see, there's different ideas. And I can definitely think on stuff that last half of the year was not the best. Maybe things I can improve, like be more consistent with working out or ensuring I have a good meal plan in action. And these are all just ideas to remind us when we get to the last steps of our reset, where we have to actually set goals. That way we don't forget that, oh, okay, I wanted this to be a goal, or no, I'm good with this, and stuff like that. So let's do a little bit of brainstorming and get back into it. Right, so just a very brief in the brainstorming, you see how I put like different titles along. So yours can be obviously different, but like I got car stuff, health stuff, definitely other stuff, you know, and I will just write down my ideas. One thing I will spontaneously add in here, it's like a list of my likes or the things that I kind of enjoy, just because I'm always saying how like I love literature, for example, but do I actively pursue knowing more about literature or researching on it? Or I like photography, but what am I actually doing to help me, you know, be knowledgeable on the subject? So I'm going to write here like interests. That's what I am going to write. I'm going to make a list of that as well, just as a bit of a reminder, and maybe it will help me when I am putting down the goals. Maybe that could like orient me a little bit into what I need to do. Alright, you guys, we are ready for step number 3, and that is actually journaling and being grateful. So this part is more of like the review for the previous section of the year. So grab a journal or whatever you have. I usually look for like prompts in Pinterest for journaling. A lot of them are not, you know, very Christian oriented, if you catch my drift, but there are some helpful ones. Basically just like introspective and kind of asking myself, what did I like about the first part of the year? What did I not like? What did I lack? What did I do good? That way I can also have a good mindset coming into the next half. And of course, achievements. You might want to go back into your photo gallery and just scroll through all the pictures you've had taken since January until now, and you will realize all the amazing achievements you've had. And don't get me wrong, achievements, I don't mean like, I don't know, I traveled or I did something super huge. Not necessarily. Honestly, for me, sometimes these achievements are, I had a ice cream date with my sister that month and it was so fun, or my cousins and I hung out by the lake, right? Or something like that. It doesn't have to be something big, it just has to be something you enjoy. And I think for this part I want to use the verse that Paul said in Philippians, where for I have learned in whatsoever state I am therewith to be content. And that is a way of telling God, I agree that this part of the year has been your plan for me because I have enjoyed it. I know that everything came from you, and that is why I'm content with it, and I'm certainly excited to see what's ahead, right? So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm going to journal a little bit, write down some of my favorite memories to also get me excited, because if so many good things happen already, I cannot even imagine what comes next. So let's get going. had some fun journaling and meditating on our thoughts and stuff, now comes the not so fun part. And this is my fourth step on resetting. And this happens every month. I think it should happen every week, but I don't do it every week, obviously. And that is cleaning and decluttering and kind of giving it a little refresh. So we're starting by sweeping our room and kind of cleaning it a little bit. It's not super bad, it's just dirty, so I'm just gonna dust it. I do have to maybe reorganize that top shelf, just trying to give it a tiny bit of a different look. And this part of decluttering also includes my tech devices, so like decluttering my phone, my computer. I usually dump all of my pictures into my hard drive, so I don't have as much storage taken up by them, and I can easily look for them in my computer. So we're going to do all that decluttering now. It's gonna take me a while. It's 1:12 p.m. so hopefully I'm done with this in 45 minutes maybe. I'm gonna time myself and see how it goes. Okay, so brief update. I finished cleaning my room. I kind of did it really fast, but I was able to get through it. It wasn't that bad as I mentioned before. So now I am importing all of my footage into my hard drive to make sure my phone is free of anything that I might not really need. I still will store the memories, but there's only so many pictures I need to keep on my phone. So I'm just about done with that, which is so fun. I did a little refresh for my computer here. So I put this different stickers on it. I bought one from Orlando and I have some verses in there, so I thought that was cute. I love having stickers on my computer. Do need to change the case of it though, so I'll just import the footage and then I'll catch up with you guys for fifth and final step of our reset. Alright you guys, we are finally at step number 5, and this is our final step for resetting for this mid-year. So I have added a tab into my Notion that says goals, and that's where I'm going to try to come up with realistic goals, not things that are easy to complete, but things that we know, right, that we can achieve. And we definitely shouldn't be feeling bad if we cannot complete a goal. Like, our purpose should be trying as much as we can to give it our best effort, right, to reach it. I'm certainly preaching to myself here because I am one that feels really bad if I don't finish a goal. Like, if I write it down, I need to know that I will finish it, which is something that has been with me all my life, I think. And that's not good because, I mean, not every goal is to be reached immediately, right? And we should take our time to accomplish each one. So let's see, I'm even trying. My mind kind of went blank when I saw just like goals, right? Like, I'm not even sure what I'm going to write. I will make my health a priority, trying to focus on working out and eating healthy and enjoying the process of doing that. I will also try to decrease laziness as much as I can, because I feel a lot of the time things that I don't get to do, it's because I'm actually lazy to get up and do them. Like, I have all the time in the world and maybe not all the easy resources, but I could research and try to get through it, right? So I'm gonna try to get in the grind and actually get off my butt, right, and try to do stuff, not because I need to be doing something all the time, because it's also okay to rest, but because there should be a limit, at least for myself. I know that a lot of things that I could be doing, a lot of things that I'm not doing them because I am lazy to do them. So that should stop now, and I don't want to waste my time. The time God has given us is very precious, and obviously there's a purpose for every second that we are alive, and I don't want to be ungrateful about that, and much less disappoint him by not trying to accomplish that purpose. So enough rambling, obviously. I need to get my head into writing down some of these goals. I encourage you to do that as well. You could start with, I don't know, 3 big ones and then 5 little ones. Not all of them have to be life-changing stuff, but that's usually what I do every quarter. I actually have some specific goals that I want to get to, so I'll just research those and add them to my mid-year. Well, that is pretty much it. We have finished our mid-year reset, and I am feeling so much more put together, productive, and organized. I am kind of excited to start grinding and getting stuff done. I hope you found these 5 steps helpful to reset for your mid-year. You can do these every end of the month if you would like. And it's very refreshing, you know, to kind of backtrack and look at the steps that you were taking, what things you were doing, and just like refreshing or starting new. I think that's something that even God encourages us to do, just because his mercies are new every morning. Like every time he gives us a new opportunity, right? If we messed up, sometimes we don't mess up and it's okay, just keep going. But if we mess up or if we make a mistake or something, we always have like that next opportunity. So we better take advantage of it, of course, and make the best out of it. But yeah, I'm very happy that we were able to finish. I thank you for following along. And if you enjoyed this video or this content, make sure to like and subscribe for my next ones. I hope you have a very blessed rest of your year. Goodbye.